Hello everyone and welcome back. This is the Big 6 Conclusion video. Once again, my name is Mr. Benoit and I am your school librarian. Let's take a minute to review the lesson purpose for today. After viewing some videos to become more familiar with the Big 6 process, we're coming back together to conclude our lesson. Our objectives are to review the 6 steps of the Big 6 research process, view and use the handout provided to better understand the Big 6 process, and use the tools in your toolbox to conduct amazing research. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify, describe, and implement each of the steps in the Big 6 process. A lesson handout is provided through Google Docs, and a print handout will be passed out to each student. This resource will be very beneficial in helping you to easily identify the steps of the Big 6 process while doing your research. Each step of the Big 6 is listed and defined to help you through the process. Under each step is a helpful question for you to ask yourself, as well as some tips to assist you in completing each step of the Big 6 process. This handout also includes links to some additional helpful resources you can visit to learn more about the Big 6 process. These resources are located at the bottom of the handout. Now we're going to take a look at each of the steps of the Big 6 process. Step 1 is task definition. This is the start of your research process. You first need to think about your project. Do you understand what your project will look like? And how will you share your information? What are some important terms that you already know about the topic? These terms will help you find additional information. Create a couple of questions that will help guide your research. The final step in step 1 is to understand how you will show others that you did this research. How are you being asked to cite the information that you gather? Step 1 is like your organizational phase. Step 2 is information seeking strategies. This allows you to think about what you will need before you start researching. Where will you search for information? Will you search databases, books, encyclopedias, or interview an expert in the field? And are these places reputable? Do you have factual information? Remember, we want all the information you find to be reported as true, so that you spread knowledge and not misinformation. If you're looking at a website, you will know it is a credible site. So select the best resources to use. Step 2 is like the strategic planning phase. Step 3 is the location and access phase. And this requires you to think about where these resources are located and if you will have access to them. Where are the resources that you need? Are they provided by the school? Do you need to check out books from the library? Do you need assistance reaching out to experts? Locate the information you need in the resource and make sure that you take notes of any places that you take information from so you can cite your sources later. Step 3 is like the searching and locating phase. Step 4 is use of information. It is the time where you are looking to see if the information you found is needed for the project. Read and interact with the information to gain as much knowledge as possible for the project. What information looks important to you? Write any new information down. Once again, make sure you take notes on any place that you find information from so you can cite your sources later. Step 4 is the identifying useful resources phase. Step 5, synthesize. Organize your information and present it. Is it going to be as a research paper, multimedia presentation, or in a video format? During this step, you are going to organize your information, determine what you need to create your best product, and then create the product. Don't forget to make sure you have cited your resources the way that you have been instructed by your teacher. Step 5 is like the implementation phase. And finally, step 6, evaluation. Evaluation is the final step, and you are looking at your effort and the process of the research. In this step, you need to ask yourself, did I do my best work? Did I meet the expectations of my teacher? And if I was successful, what helped me do well? And finally, what areas might you need to ask for assistance for in the next project? And obviously, step 6 is the evaluation phase. The best thing about Big 6 is the organization that it provides to assist you throughout the research process. The Big 6 process includes task definition, information seeking strategies, location and access, use of information, synthesis, and evaluation. Follow these steps for your research project and you will do amazing. As you work through your research projects, remember that I am here to assist you. So feel free to ask any questions through email or obviously reach out in the library if you need a hand. Thank you so much for listening.